What's going on, guys? Graylan Stewart here again. Thank you for watching. So this is a vlog, Work Wednesdays vlog, as I call it, on my channel, where I pretty much just go through what I'm doing on a daily basis. And so today I'm just going through. So first of all, last week I talked about how I was cutting my losses on the new CRM that I bought into because of the big hassle it's been, and all those things. So obviously I'm still going through that. It sucks really bad, but most of our leads are, that's what sucks about it. They're going into like 2 different CRMs right now. But I do have a lot of my campaigns paused, and that's actually what's killing us right now. I think I mentioned on one of my videos, I think last week's Work Wednesday, that July was our worst month of the year, simply because we've got our main marketing channels paused right now as we're going through this transition. And the problem is with my phone numbers. So we ported my phone numbers away from CallRail into this new CRM, and that took forever and ever to accomplish. And then I decided to cut my losses because it just never was going to happen the way I needed it to happen and as fast as I needed it to happen. But not only that, it just wouldn't be, it's not even going to be as good as my Podio. So anyways, long story short, cut my losses. Bringing my phone numbers back to CallRail is also a tedious process, evidently. So we ended up having 21 numbers ported out, so we're porting 21 back in. And we've got 4 of those 21 ported back at this point, but they're not like the numbers that I really need. So that's what sucks right now. So right now we have our cold call leads still coming in. Website, we've got, let's see. So our cold calling website leads, like SEO, not PPC. So cold call, SEO, are coming into my Podio as normal, which is great. But we still have our radio phone number and going into the other CRM. So that's not great, because every time we get a lead there, we have to manually put it into Podio. But the difficult part is our Facebook ads, our pay-per-click ads, our SMS, and our RVMs have completely been paused for 2 months now, and that's killing us. Just because that's a lot of leads that we get. We get deals from all those marketing channels, so that's the hard part, So that's the struggle that I'm having right now, is just trying to get my phone numbers back so I can actively pursue marketing on all channels again, like I've always done. So hopefully it'll be soon. We've got 4 out of the 21 done coming back, which is a lot quicker than it did porting out into the other CRM. So that's good news. I'm kind of hopeful for that. And they've actually, CallRail has actually escalated this up to, whoever at the top of their porting department. So I'm in direct communication with that guy now, thank goodness. And they're also communicating with the other CRM people just to help this get streamlined better and to get faster. But anyways, so yeah, that's my current struggle right now, trying to get, and I really want to start marketing again. Marketing spend, is not, it's not an expense by any means. It's 100% an investment, and you find that out even more when you stop doing it, because when you have marketing channels that stop, those leads stop, therefore deals from those channels stop. So that's pretty painful. So man, it's been a long road going to that CRM and then deciding to cut it out and back now. So now we're September, and we started this process middle of May, so June, July, August, so yeah, almost 4 months now, and it's really, I'm starting to feel it. But thank goodness we're still getting deals. Cold calling and radio are pretty much our main marketing sources right now. I mean, SEO is just kind of a passive thing that's just out there that we get a lead here and there, but I don't really count on that as a true marketing channel for us. So, but I've got a call with my my PPC guy, which in the description and in all of my videos, it's actually got his information if you wanted to use him, because he does a really good job. But I'm trying to figure out how can we start my campaigns again, my Facebook and PPC. Even though my phone numbers aren't back, and that's the good thing is you don't get a lot of phone calls from those channels. You get mostly clicks and form fills, which is great. I can still have those come into Podio, pretty simple. But my phone numbers are the hard part. So, obviously I can just get new phone numbers. That'd be the easy solution, which I may end up doing that. I have a meeting with him later on, actually, to discuss exactly that. Should I just get some temporary phone numbers to put on my websites and on my Facebook pages and things like that, and then when we get my real phone numbers back, we can maybe delete those. I don't know, but at that point, maybe we keep them both. That's the hard part. That's the struggle, y'all. Because I hate giving up any phone numbers. I still have phone numbers that I used 3 years ago, and I don't use some of them a lot, but I don't get rid of them because there's still a chance that somebody might pick up a postcard that you did 3 years ago. Sorry, drinking Diet Coke, my number one drink besides water. Anyways, so there is a chance that somebody will pick up a postcard that you sent out or a letter that you sent out from 3 years ago. So I do still have those phone numbers because we actually did get we got a direct mail lead from it wasn't a postcard, it was some kind of flyer type of deal that we had this company do. Look, it was a full 8.5 by 11 flyer, folded in half, but full color front and back. And we actually got a deal like not too long ago, a few months ago, from that, and it'd been a year since we put those out. Because I sent those out like right when the pandemic started, March of 2020 or so, and we actually got a deal on that. Golly, it was probably beginning of this year, I guess, something like that. So about a year later, and if I didn't keep that phone number, we'd have never got that deal. And I think we made at least $50,000 profit on that thing, if I'm not mistaken. But nevertheless, that's why I hate to give up my phone number. So if I do add more phone numbers for my Facebook pages and my websites, I guess I could add them, but and then eventually go back to my original numbers. But then I've got these new numbers that I probably don't want to get rid of, because what if somebody wrote those down or put it in their phone or what have you, and they try to call that 6 months later, even though it was a temporary phone for a couple of months, people might still have it. So that's my dilemma. It's less likely in that scenario because, like I said, most of those, like on Facebook and direct mail, most of those are form fills and clicks, not necessarily calls. But we've still done deals from people that have actually called us because sometimes they want to just make sure it's legit, make sure it's a real company, and not just fill out a form. So anyways, it is what it is. But also, some of our wholesaling deals lately have been a little more difficult to sell. I don't know what the reason is. I don't know if it's buyers are slowing down. I don't think that's the case. That's the hard part. It's like when a deal doesn't sell, you got to figure out why. And it's not always because it's just not a deal. That's not true. Sometimes it's because of the location. Sometimes, certain deals only meet certain buyers' buy boxes. And for example, I'll tell you one for example. There's this house that we have. We got the deal for $75,000, and our highest offer was $78,000. Right? So we declined it. Then we end up holding it for like a couple of more weeks. So we're running out of time to wholesale this, and then we reach back out to the seller to renegotiate because obviously there's no buyers that wants to pay that. So we think we have it too high. We get it renegotiated for $62,500. So now that $78,000 offer looks great, right? So we reach back out. My disposition manager reaches back out to that buyer, and the bad part is they've already got their funds tied up in another property at this point. So, this only reached a couple of buyers' buy boxes, and now, those buyers are no longer interested because they don't have the funds now. So if we would have jumped on renegotiating right away rather than waiting a couple of weeks, we probably could have got that buyer still. And 78 from 62, that's, I don't know, 15 grand, 16 grand, something like that. So it would have been a good wholesale deal, but now I know it's still a good deal because the ARV is 130-ish. It does need work. We did have an offer from a realtor as well, but they needed like traditional financing for their client, which, this is a cash purchase only just because it wouldn't pass conventional financing. So anyways, I'm going to take it down myself this week. And this has actually happened on 3 different houses in 3 different areas. So I'm actually closing on all 3 of these houses this week. And I don't like to do that all the time, but one of them was like, we've had it a long time. A couple of buyers backed out last minute. I know it's a smoking deal because this particular house is ARV of like 270. I've got it negotiated to 65. So it's like a no-brainer deal. We've definitely had tons of interest, but just getting it all lined up and the seller getting antsy and just, it's just messy here and there when we've had it for so long. So I'm just going to go ahead and close on that. I'm confident that I can sell it for at least 100, and it'll just be a wholesale deal. I'm not going to do anything to it. I'm not going to actually flip it, even though technically that is a flip because I own it and I'm selling it. But it'll still have to be a cash purchase, no financing. We'll be, able to do that. No FHA or VA or conventional loans that wouldn't pass inspections or their financing. Their financing stuff. So, anyways, it'll have to be a cash purchase either way. And then the other one I'm taking down myself. We couldn't wholesale, and I like it. It's in a town. I already have a couple of rentals, so we got a smoking deal on that too. It's worth like 165-ish. We got it for 20 grand. And I've already had my contractor go over there and look at it. He can get all the job done labor-wise for about 10 grand. And then, the material is probably 10, so maybe 25, worst case scenario. So yeah, 45 for a $160,000 house. It'd be a good purchase. And here's my Podio developer actually calling me because we're making some changes and trying to get all this back up and running. Of course, my Podio never went down, but we had a lot of leads not coming in there because of the situation. But I'm also making it better too, just tweaking it a little bit. We're adding a click to call inside my Podio, which I should have did that a long time ago. And we're actually adding a dialer in our Podio too. So it'll be a dialer for our acquisitions, which I don't think we'll probably have them dial, but I'll probably add like a follow-up specialist to where they'll just dial for us all the time. From our actual leads that come into Podio. And then I'm going to add the dialer in our disposition workspace as well because, as I use Investor Lift and we call these God mode buyers and, hand dialing is a pain in the butt. So, and then exporting and putting it into a third-party software is okay, but if I had the dialer actually in my Podio, it's even better. So then we can just export it and import it into Podio and then just dial right out of there. So anyways, that's what we're working on right now. Closing on 3 deals myself that I didn't necessarily want to close on, but they're good enough deals that I feel confident in them. So I'm going to do that, go ahead and take them down and just hotel them. One of them is going to be a rental, I guess. And then, just trying to get our leads back up and running. And I don't think I can wait on my phone numbers to be ported back, to be honest. It just takes too long. 4 out of 21 numbers now after 3 weeks or so. It's like, or 2 weeks, I guess. So that's faster than porting out was, thank goodness. But I probably just need to get some temporary numbers so I can start doing my PPC nationwide and my Facebook nationwide again, because those are the ones where we get the most leads. Of course, I spend the most money on those, but they're also the most profitable typically. So, anyways, it is what it is. So. Anyways, thanks you guys for watching. That's my vlog for today. I appreciate y'all. Please check me out on tomorrow's video, and I'll see you soon.